Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. From Brush, Colorado, the Brush Beet Diggers face the Valley Vikings. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Fergus. We have an afternoon of baseball between your Brush Beet Diggers, the 0-3 Brush Beet Diggers, and the 4-0 Valley Vikings. Beautiful day. The wind is out of the east, and so anything hit to left field should carry well. And with it only 300 down the line, we know that that can always end up being translated into home runs, long balls today. Nate Thine is going to be on the hill for your Brush Beet Diggers. The Brush Beet Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow locally from people you know. Equitable has been providing personal bankers to help you through all the steps. Stop by one of 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. Nate Tyne on the hill for your Brush Beet Diggers. Behind the plate is Ty Griffith. First base, Josh Lancaster. Second base, Percy Odell. Shortstop, Tanner Ludgate. Third base, I've got to look, make sure that I get it right. Wiley Eicher, third base. Left field is Stegner. Center field is Jimenez, and right field is Proctor. We'll start this game at 4:02. First pitch from Nate Tyne to Ty Griffith. The first pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. First pitch, a strike. First impressions are important. Buildings by Design will make your vision a reality. Visit buildsbydesign.com. Nate Tyne gets the sign from Ty Griffith and delivers a pitch low. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Andrew Rinken. Rinken swings at an off-speed pitch in the dirt. Count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rinken is a sophomore playing center field. Wears number 8 on his back. Nate Tyne with the delivery, and Rinken fouls that back and over the screen. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coach Steve Kistler, Valley Vikings. Coach Kistler's been a long-standing coach for Valley. Had a couple kids that have gone through the system. The pitch from Tyne and hit out to right center field, and Proctor drops, the ball drops, and Rinken slides into second base with a sliding double. Tough play to make. Brings to the plate Alfonso Medina. Rinken leads off at second. Tyne from the stretch. Pitch at the knees, a strike. Tyne, the curveball hit out to second base, Odell, and over to first base, Lancaster for the first out. Runner Rinken moves up to third base. So with 1 out, Rinken moves to third. Caleb Cacciari hits from the left side, a senior pitcher, And pitch in the dirt, and a nice scoop by Ty Griffith. One ball, no strike to the number 3 hitter. Wears number 2 on his back. Pitch from Tyne, low. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner gets a decent lead from third base. Gets some instruction from his coach, Kistler, at third. Rush playing the infield in. Pitch from Tyne to Griffith, low and in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. One out in the top half of the first inning. The wind blowing out. It's probably, let's see, 59 degrees. Game time temperature. Tyne gets a sign from Griffith, sets up, and a pitch on the outside corner. A strike, 3 balls and a strike. Cacciari was taking the whole way. No extra strategy. Ball upstairs from Tyne to Griffith. Cacciari walks to first base. So runners at first and third. Brings up the leadoff, or the cleanup hitter, Cameron Dudley. Dudley plays first base, sophomore. Griffith, catcher for the Diggers, steps out, gives the instructions. Pitcher, infield, outfield. So they know what he's doing with the ball in case Cacciari goes to second on the attempted steal. And the ball's in the dirt. Ball pops up. So ball 1. And on the ball in the dirt that skips away from Griffith, runner Cacciari moves up. So you got runners Cacciari at second, Rinkin at third. 1 out. Cleanup hitter Cameron Dudley. 1 out. The inning. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch right at the knees by Tyne. The offering upstairs. Nope, that dropped in for a strike. Took a little bit off that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cameron Dudley. Rush Beat Diggers wearing their maroon uniforms with the gold pinstripes. And curveball from Tyne, strikes out at the knees, looking. So there's 2 outs, and Anthony Solis comes to the bat, sophomore, third baseman, wears number 12. And we've got a courtesy runner, number 22. Number 22, we'll see if we can find who the owner of 22 is for Valley. Cacciari comes to the bench. Breeze is blowing nice. Caleb Dudley is the runner at second base. Tyne, the sign, and the pitch, and the ball's popped up and out of play. Strike 1. Tyne wears number 3 on his back, delivers to Griffith, the catcher for the Diggers, wears number 10 on his. And that ball is fouled back into the screen. Tyne has the number 5 hitter, Anthony Solis, in the hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for the Valley Vikings in the top half of the first inning. No score, 2 outs. The pitch from Tyne, and that one's fouled back into the screen. No balls, 2 strikes to the hitter. Nate Tyne from the full windup delivers the pitch. Curveball, ball hit right back up the middle, and that'll be a two out, 2-run RBI single by Solis. So Valley takes the lead 2-0 after a 2-out single by Anthony Solis. Brings to the plate Raiden Pelletier. Number 11 on his back. Solis leads off at first, a good lead. Pitch, a strike at the knees from Tyne to Griffith. No balls and a strike. Pelletier, a senior. He'll play shortstop. Tyne attempts the pickoff at first base, so Tyne to Lancaster, but Solis gets back to the bag. Still a big lead. The pitch from Tyne, upstairs, a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter Pelletier. Open stance by Raiden Pelletier. The pitch from Tyne upstairs. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs. See if Brush can get out of the inning with just those 2 runs scored against them. Pitch swung at. Ball was out of the strike zone upstairs, but it evens a count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, runner at first. We'll see if Coach Kistler does anything with Solis and that big lead over at first base. Pelletier with the open stance and the pitch from Tyne. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Valley scores 2 runs here in the top half of the first inning. And Brush will be coming to the plate after 1/2 inning of play. Valley 2, Brush on the way to the plate. You're listening to Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We're back to Beet Digger Baseball at Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado, 1901 Edmond Street. We look forward to a good ball game. Brush is give up 2 runs here on the top half of the first inning. And I have a guest. A guest is with me, Evan James, a voice from the past. Evan, welcome.
Thank you. It's
We're
good to be
glad
back.
that you're here today.
Yeah, very
Absolutely.
good to be back.
Evan has done a number of things since he's graduated from Brush High School this last spring.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Past spring, 2022.
2022.
Does that seem like a long time?
It kind of does. A lot of differences through the time, but I'm glad to be back. Glad to be here for a while. So
Caleb Cacciari is going to finish taking his warm-up tosses. Ty Griffith will be coming to the plate for your Brush Beet Diggers here in the bottom half of the first inning. Ty Griffith already started with a nice start on the season, hitting north of 500. Hit the ball hard a number of times in the Fort Morgan game that Brush lost 6-5 way back on March 11th. The first pitch from Cacciari to Griffith, a strike at the knees on the outside corner. Cacciari gets a sign from his catcher, and Griffith fouls that right to the Batter in the on-deck circle, grabs it with one hand. Percy Odell throws it back to the catcher and gets it back to the pitcher. Caleb Cacciari. Ty Griffith, the hitter, the junior for your Brush Bee Diggers. Pitch from Cacciari and swung at and missed. Pitch that was up in the eyes but had a little bit of movement, late movement on that.
Oh, yeah.
And Griffith strikes out, swinging for the first out. Percy Odell comes to the plate. Percy wears number 2. Brush Bee Diggers, as I mentioned, they've got their maroon uniform with the gold stripes. Percy swings at the off-speed pitch. Outside part of the plate, a strike. Odell set. Cacciari, the pitch. And Odell skies that. Foul and out of play. Brush is jumping on Cacciari. Swung at everything that he's thrown so far, Evan.
Oh, yeah. That one went into the house behind the third line dugout for the Beet Diggers sitting there. Swung
and
again.
Odell swings at a pitch on the outside corner of the plate. Strikeout swinging. 2 outs by your Brush Bee Diggers. Brings to the plate Nate Tyne, Jr., wears number 3. Mention Beet Digger uniform. Valley has white pants with black jerseys with white letters, gold numerals. Valley emblazoned across the front. They've got a number in the front, numbers in the back for the Vikings. Their hats black with the V. 1 ball, no strikes to Nate Tyne. Tyne hits from the left side of the box. And Tyne ropes one to right center field. And ball's going to go all the way to the fence. Tyne rounds first, comes to second, and headed to third. And see what the relay does. And Tyne slides head first into third for a triple.
That was a very solid hit by Tyne. Just drills it into that gap between the center fielder and the right fielder. And, man, he's got wheels.
And we've got
Pinch runner in for Tyne
courtesy
at third.
runner.
Yeah, courtesy runner.
And is that number 9?
Number... I can't see. Josh Lancaster now up to bat.
And Lancaster hits from the left side. Can't tell what number that is at third, but we got a courtesy runner at first. The pitch from Cacciari in the dirt, and underneath the catcher, a ball. Number 32, Edgar Navarro. Edgar Navarro is the runner at third base. 2 outs for the Diggers, runner at third. They gave up 2 runs in the top half of the first inning. Cacciari gets a sign and the pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. See what Josh Lancaster, cleanup hitter, can do for your Brush Beet Diggers. See if Lancaster can get that run in from third. The pitch from Cacciari, a pitch on the outside corner, a strike. Lancaster wears number 5 for your Brush Beet Diggers.
I just love the classical look of the Beet Digger uniform.
Cacciari, the pitch. Lancaster swings through the pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Counts evened up. Coach Odell giving Navarro instructions. Ball skips away from catcher. I'm sure he'll send Navarro if he gets a good jump. 2-2 pitch from Cacciari to Lancaster. The offering, curveball. Strike 3, looking. So Brush, no runs on 1 hit, and they leave 1 runner stranded. After 1 complete inning of play, it's Valley 2, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome back to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR. Valley scored 2 runs on 2 hits in the top of the first inning as Jackson Dudley comes to the plate here in the top of the second inning to face Nate Tyne. Tyne ended up throwing 23 pitches in the first inning, giving up those 2 runs. Pitch from Tyne, strike at the knees to Jackson Dudley. I make a correction. Ty Griffith is a senior. Just seems that he's been with the Beet Diggers forever. I'm just trying to keep him here a little bit longer. Ball hit out to right field, and it drops in for a base hit by Jackson Dudley. He just stuck his bat out and put the ball in play for a single. So Dudley on at first. Carson Adolph comes to the plate, number 1 on his back.
The lineup's definitely shifted for the Beet Diggers since last time I was on. So they had mostly seniors last year, and they graduated.
Pitch from Tyne to the Griffith, fouled off at the plate. Yeah, I think they graduated 14 last year.
Yeah,
Evan.
Ty Griffith was the only junior last year. Now he's a senior, but he's always had a key role for this Beet Digger team.
Beet Diggers playing double play depth. Pitch to Adolph inside. A ball, 1 strike. Dudley at first base hit here in the top of the second inning. Leads off from first. Tyne looks over to Lancaster. The pitch from Tyne, fouled back to the screen. Nate Tyne ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the second inning, runner at first. Beet Diggers, like I said, double play depth. And the pitch from Tyne to Griffith. And that ball's laced out to center field, and that ball's going to drop in front of the center fielder, Hunter Proctor. And now we've got runners at first and second, nobody out. Cooper Foster, a senior for Valley, comes to the plate. Coach Kistler gives signals to number 17, Cooper Foster. Foster's number 9 hitter in the lineup for Valley. Rinkin will be up next. Shortstop, second base. Attempt to keep the runners close at second. And the ball is fouled up the first baseline on a bunt. So the runners return to first and second. Count, no balls and a strike. Kistler, the coach, giving his signals to his runners as well as his batter. Tyne, the sign from Griffith. The offering and squared around. Ball bounces 58 feet from Tyne to Griffith, but Griffith is able to come up with the ball. Ty does that very well. Not just today, but all the way through his high school career. He's been an excellent backstop for the Brush Beet Diggers. All-state performer. Little cat and mouse at second. The pitch from Tyne to the plate. Squared around, and the ball is in the dirt again, and Griffith picks the ball up and throws to third base, Wiley Eicher, but the runner advances before that with the wild pitch.
Little windy here in Brush today as Tyne with the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss there.
Thanks, Evan. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Cooper Foster. Runners at second and third, nobody out. infield playing in for the Brush Beet Diggers. Pitch, strike 3 at the corner. Strikeout looking, Nate Tyne. He's got some good things working for him today with his pitches. He's caught Valley a couple times here through the first 9 with strikeouts looking. Brings to the plate Andrew Rinken. He got a double his first at bat. And here he is in the second inning with his second at bat. First pitch from Tyne to Rinken. Upstairs, a ball. 1 out. Runners at second and third. Valley with a 2-0 lead over your Brush Beet Diggers. Tyne, the sign, and the pitch. And check swing, strike. A ball and a strike to Andrew Rinken. Pitch from Tyne to Griffith, upstairs, a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Wind constant out of the east. If anybody does get the ball up in the air, it should carry well. The pitch, Tyne to the plate at the knees, a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out for your Brush Beet Diggers. See if they can snuff this out so that they can keep the Vikings from being able to add to their 2-0 lead. Ball fell back to the screen by Rinken. For your Brush Beet Diggers, Cale Stegner in left, Hunter Proctor in center, Caleb Jimenez in right, Wiley Eicher at third, Tanner Ledgate at second, Tanner Ledgate at shortstop, Percy Odell at second, Josh Lancaster at first. The pitch from Tyne, curveball upstairs, brings the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, leadoff batter, Andrew Rinken. Runners at second and third. The pitch from Tyne to Griffith, and the ball hit past Ludgate into the left field, and the ball relayed. Yep, and the runner moved from second to third. Adolph, Jackson Dudley scored on the base hit, and Rinken is 2 for 2. Sharp hit to left field past the third baseman. So runners at the corners for Nate Tyne and your Brush Beet Diggers. The score is 3-0. Alfonso Medina, the hitter, runner at first, good lead, and the ball's hit, back to Nate Tyne at second, and Nate Tyne gloves it and runs right at the runner, and the runner, Carson Adolph, had committed to home, and Tyne gets the ball to Griffith, and Griffith makes the tag. Of Adolph, and the runners move up to first and second.
And the pitch is going to be low, goes behind Griffith, and the runners advance to second and third on that one. It looks like he was trying to throw a changeup and just went right under Griffith there. The batter here for Valley is hitting from the left side. Tyne on the mound with the pitch. Again, low and inside. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. And with the pitch here, strike on the inside corner there. Wind is going with the pitch. Swung on and driven on that third and second base gap. And out there is who? Kevin?
Left field is Cale Stegner.
Cale Stegner picks it up, throws it over to Tanner Ludgate, and they get it corralled in.
So Cacciari with the RBI ups the lead to 4-0 for the Valley Vikings. Runners at first and third. Ball fouled back and over the screen. Cameron Dudley at the plate. He struck out his first time at the plate. See if Nate Tyne can do the same thing here and keep the score at 4-0. 2 outs in the inning. Runners at first and third. Tyne, the pitch, and that ball hit a long way over left field and home run, 3-run home run. We said that if the ball got up in the air today, that the ball would carry, but that ball was no doubt, I think, whether the wind was blowing or not. Cameron Dudley, 3-run home run, and that ups the lead for the Valley Vikings to 7-0. Valley has scored 7 runs on 7 hits. No Beat Digger errors at this point, which is a good thing. So the bases are cleared. Time the pitch to Anthony Solis, and the ball is skied. And Tanner Ludgate goes out and makes the play in short left field for the 3rd out.
Great job there by Tanner moving back and getting that ball.
So for Valley, they scored 5 runs on 5 hits, and they leave nobody on base. After 1.5 innings of play, Valley Vikings 7, Brush Beat Digger 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers trails the Valley Vikings 7-0 going into the bottom of the 2nd inning. Tanner Ludgate comes to the plate for your Brush Beat Diggers. Caleb Cacciari, the pitcher for Valley, 13 pitches in the 1st inning, and he was right around the plate on just about every single one.
Ludgate, a junior now.
Ball fouled down the 3rd baseline by Tanner Ludgate. Valley comes into this game, and they're 4-0 on their record, 1-0 in the Patriot League, and they beat Estes Park 18-1. They beat Bishop Matchabuff 19-3. They beat Timnath 14-0. Ludgate skies that ball, and that's going to be in play. Cacciari comes over, 3rd baseman Cameron Dudley comes over. The ball lands foul. So they beat Estes 18-1, Bishop Matchabuff 19-3, Timnath 14-0. And I talked to Steve Kistler, coach for Valley Vikings, before the game, and they were down 4-0 to Platte Valley on the 30th of March. And they came back and got the win 5-4 against Platte Valley. So their record is 4-0. The pitch outside to Tanner Ludgate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. They've outscored their opponents 56-8. They play Brush today, and that ball's fouled back into the screen. And they've got Strasburg tomorrow, but just looking at the impending weather, temperature-wise, it's not going to be a nice day for baseball. Wind, it's not going to be a nice day for baseball. I don't think moisture-wise we're supposed to get that much, Evan.
I was looking at the weather earlier today, and swung on drill to 3rd base, slide
is going to get the infield single.
3rd baseman tried to slide and get the ball stopped there, but shortstop came over and snagged it behind him and threw it to 1st.
So Ludgate on at 1st. Hunter Proctor comes to the plate.
Like I was saying, I was looking at the weather. It just said it was going to be windy tomorrow. no threat of moisture as of now.
Cacciari from the stretch, and the ball is bunted down the third baseline, and the ball is foul.
Beautiful bunt there, just rolling right down the line, and then just barely went foul there right before the third base bag.
Brush Beet Diggers, as I mentioned, they're 0-3. They lost to Fort Morgan on March 11th, 6-5. And then on the 25th of March, they went down to Runyon Field in Pueblo, and they played Bayfield and Alamosa. They lost to Bayfield 6-3, and they lost to Alamosa 5-3. So Brush has played some close games. They've been outscored 17-11 on the season, and here in this game, they're down 7-0. They've got Liberty Common tomorrow, we'll see, and Liberty Common would have a 1-3 record coming into the game.
Swing and a miss by Hunter Proctor. That's
Hunter
strike
Proctor
3.
Strikes 3, yes, struck out swinging. So that game with Liberty Common probably hangs in jeopardy at this point. Thursday, Brush plays Prospect Ridge, and their record is 1-4. And then on Saturday, Brush goes up to Berthoud, and Berthoud is 2-4 on the season. So Brush has games coming up. Throw down from Carson Adolph to the first baseman, Cooper Foster, just to keep Tanner Ledgate close. Pitch was a ball, 1 ball, no strikes. And then Cacciari throws over the first. And I think the umpire rang Ledgate up. So
Yes,
on the
he did.
pickoff from Cacciari, picks off from the pitcher to the first baseman Foster, and Brush has an out.
Wiley Eicher.
Wiley Eicher, the hitter, 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch from Cacciari, a strike at the knees. Eicher wears number 1 on his back. Eicher swings late at that offering from Cacciari. One ball, 2 strikes to the hitter. The pitch, knuckleball, and that ball is down the first baseline, and the wind kept it in play, and foul out.
At the end of the second inning, the score is the Valley Vikings 7, Brush 0.
Brush Beet Diggers down 7-0 after 2 complete innings of play. Brush had no runs on 1 hit, no Valley errors, and there were no runners left on as Ledgate was picked off at first base. Valley 7, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSAR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Game time temperature 59 degrees. Wind is out of the east. Brush Beet Diggers down 7-0 to the Valley Vikings, and we have a pitching change. The Brush pitching change is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them today, 842-4555. Josh Lancaster takes over on the hill for Brush Beet Diggers. Nate Tyne pitches 2 innings, gives up 7 runs, all earned. Let's see if I can get all the changes in place.
Strike there from Lancaster on the lower outer portion of the plate.
So a strike to Raiden Pelletier, and the second pitch from Josh Lancaster outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cale Stegner takes over at first. Nate Tyne moves from the hill to third base. Wiley Eicher goes to left field, and Josh Lancaster comes to the hill. Pitch, a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Lancaster to Pelletier. 7 runs on 7 hits for the Valley Vikings. 2 in the first inning, 5 in the second inning. Pitch, hit, by Pelletier to Odell at second, over to Stegner at first for the first out.
Straight grounder. Percy Odell corrals it in and gets it over to Stegner for that out.
Jackson Dudley comes to the plate. He had a single his first time up. Lancaster from the full windup. And the pitch popped up and out of play, but with the way the wind is blowing, you just never know. I mean, that ball came pretty close to coming back into play, but it just landed on the other side of where the Valley Vikings covered area is, where all their fans are situated. Wind seems like it's picked up a little bit, Evan. I think it's supposed to as we go longer into the evening. The pitch lined into center field for a base hit. One hopper out to Hunter Proctor. Valley just came with their hitting shoes on today. That's their 8th hit. One out in the inning. Carson Adolph, the catcher, comes to the plate for the Valley Vikings. Jackson Dudley on at first. Lancaster gets a sign from Ty Griffith, catcher. Lead at first by Dudley. The pitch to Adolph, swung on. Nope, umpire's going to call that a check swing, a ball. I thought it looked like he might have broke his wrist. Not as in breaking of the bones, but broke his wrist in the bat, making it into the zone.
I had the same assumption, but...
Evan, how you doing? You warm enough?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lancaster with a sign from the stretch, and off with a pitch, and Griffith with a throw down to second base, and the ball skips into center field, and to third, safe. Ooh. So Dudley moves up on a stolen base to second and moves to third on the error from the shortstop. One ball, one strike to Carson Adolph. Runner at third, one out. Lancaster the pitch, and the ball's hit out to center field. And Proctor is back, catches the ball. We're going to have a sacrifice fly, and Jackson Dudley comes in and scores Valley's 8th run on the sacrifice fly.
2 outs. Up next to plate number 17, Cooper Foster.
Hit a little bit short into that gap behind the shortstop. Hunter Proctor makes a very good catch, throws it over to Tanner Ludgate at short.
So that cleans the bases. 2 outs. Lancaster faces Cooper Foster, struck out his first at bat. Pitch from Lancaster, strike at the knees. Outside corner of the plate, nice pitch by Josh. Lancaster with the sign and the pitch. Ball outside. Lancaster, the offering, low.
Premier Farm Credit. For over 100 years, they've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com.
The pitch from Lancaster to Griffith, swung on and missed. Evens account at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes to the hitter Cooper Foster. 2 outs in the top of the 3rd inning. Valley has scored a run in every inning, and Foster strikes out for his 2nd time. Struck out swinging this time. Valley scores 1 run on 1 hit. They leave no runners and there was one Brush Beet Digger error. After 2.5 innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Kevin Fergus with you today, and Evan James bringing you CHSAA Baseball, Colorado High School Activities Baseball here at Beet Digger Stadium, Sunset Park in Brush, Colorado, 1901 Edmund Street. Caleb Jimenez comes to the plate for the Diggers. Jimenez hits number 8 in the lineup. Brush has had 2 hits, but they had one of their runners picked off. So Caleb Cacciari throws the first pitch, ball up and in to Caleb Jimenez. Braden Pelletier in left, Jackson Dudley in center, Anthony Solis in right. Ball skied straight up, and third baseman comes in and calls off the pitcher. Cameron Dudley calls off the pitcher, Cacciari, for the first out.
Jimenez, very strong sophomore for the Beet Diggers, and that'll bring up Cale Stegner.
Cale Stegner, is he a senior?
He's a senior.
Cale Stegner at the plate. Where's number 7? Pitch from Cacciari upstairs. Ball 1. Cameron Dudley at third. Andrew Rinkin at short. Pitch from Cacciari. Swung on and missed from Stegner. Alfonso Medina at second. Cooper Foster at first. Cacciari, the pitcher. Caleb Cacciari. Senior pitcher. Carson Adolph, the sophomore catcher. Pitch from Cacciari, the 1-1. Takes a little bit off for a strike right at the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A lot of movement on that ball on that pitch.
And the ball hit to the third baseman. I'm going to give Stegner a base hit on that. He hit the ball pretty hard, and I think maybe the third baseman just didn't get his feet set in order to be able to get to the ball. But he hit the ball hard, so we'll give Stegner a base hit. That's Brush's third base hit on the day. Number 9 hitter from Stegner brings to the plate Ty Griffith. Griffith struck out, a rare strikeout by Ty Griffith. Pitch from Cacciari upstairs, ball 1. Ty Griffith, as I mentioned, a senior, comes to the plate with a lot of experience playing varsity baseball for your Brush Beet Diggers. Stegner takes off to second, and he'll have second stolen standing up. Pitch from Cacciari to Griffith, a ball. Two balls, no strikes to Ty Griffith. Stegner leads off from second. Cacciari takes a look back. Can't believe the guy was able to take off that early. But Cacciari didn't even budge. Pitch takes off a little at the belt, a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Ty Griffith. Ty just needs to relax and stroke the ball. Nice short, quick stroke. Pitch from Cacciari, swung on and missed. Ball was up in Griffith's eyes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ty knows that base hit here is what he needs to do, and Brush just needs to chip away at this 8-0 lead that the Valley Vikings have. And Griffith hits the ball towards second, and the ball skips past the second, an error on the shortstop Rinkin, and Stegner comes in and scores.
Stegner had some wheels on him there as he gets home, and that'll bring up Percy Odell, sophomore here for the Beet Diggers.
Odell struck out, swinging his first time up. Griffith with a good lead at first, and the pitch a strike. Inside corner, right at the belt. Griffith hit the ball hard, and the shortstop on the second hop just didn't get in front of the ball, and that skipped past him, made glove, but that's an error. Griffith gets picked at second, but takes off, And as he goes from first to second on the pickoff from Cacciari, Foster throws over to Alfonso Medina, and they get the out of Griffith. Second out. Odell at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike to Percy Odell. 2 outs in the inning. Brush did score a run here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. The pitch from Cacciari. Strike at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Percy Odell. Number 2 hitter, second baseman for the Brush Beet Diggers. Cacciari, the pitch. And Odell hits the ball towards third on 2 hops, and from Dudley over to first. The ball gets past Foster into the fence, but the right fielder and the catcher were down the line in order to back that up. So Odell's on at first on the air, the throwing air by Dudley at third.
That'll bring up Nate Tyne for the Beet Diggers. Was the pitcher at the beginning, now moved over to third base. We got 2 outs.
So Valley, 2 errors in the inning, but they've not really been hurt by it, because although Stegner was able to score from second on Griffith's ball that was hit, now Odell at first after the error from the third baseman, Cacciari from the stretch, the pitch, and the ball hit out to right field. And the right fielder's camped underneath it. Anthony Solis squeezes it for the 3rd out. So Brush scored 1 run on 1 hit. There were 2 Valley errors, and there was one runner left on base. After 3 complete innings of play, Valley 8, Brush Beet Diggers 1. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Valley Vikings, after 3 complete innings of play, lead your Brush Beet Diggers 8-1. Josh Lancaster is on the hill for your Brush Beet Diggers in relief of Nate Tyne.
Rankin the batter for Valley. And the pitch here inside, right at eye level. Had a duck back there.
Andrew Rankin, 2 for 2 on the day, a single and a double. Or I guess I should say a double and then a single in the first and then the second innings. Pitch from Lancaster, a strike at the knees, evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Wind really picking up.
Wind is whipping. Lancaster with the pitch, and that ball is fouled down the line, down the left field line. One ball, 2 strike. Leadoff hitter Andrew Rankin for the Valley Vikings. Vikings 8 runs on 8 hits. Scored 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 1 in the third. Pitch from Lancaster to Griffith, a ball in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Game time coming right up on 1 hour. Ball hit from Rankin to the shortstop, pop up, and Tanner Ludgate gets underneath it for the out and makes the easy out at short. Alfonso Medina comes to the plate. Here's another one of the sophomores, Evan. Valley is a young team. They've got a few seniors, but they've made up of a lot of sophomores. A pitch from Lancaster, and that ball hit back to the pitcher, Lancaster. Lancaster gloves it, and then from Lancaster to Stegner at first makes the out. 2 outs in the inning. Caleb Cacciari, 1 for 1. He walked his first time up. singled his last at bat. Thrown a nice game on the hill for Valley, and that ball's hit. One pitch, Lancaster gloves it over to Stegner at first for the out. So we've got a quick 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base after 3.5. We're halfway through. Valley 8, Brush Beet Diggers 1. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSAR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning with the Beet Diggers trailing the Valley Vikings 8-1. Josh Lancaster comes to the plate for your Brush Beet Diggers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Valley 8 runs on 8 hits. They've committed 2 errors, and they've only left 1 runner on base. So they've been very opportunistic. Brush 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, and they've left 2 runners on base. Cacciari, 41 pitches as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch on the outside corner at the knees, a strike. Lancaster hits from the port side. No balls and a strike to Josh. The pitch upstairs, ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Josh Lancaster. Cacciari gets the sign from Carson Adolph in the pitch. On the outside corner at the knees, a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cacciari looks right over the top of his glove, gets a sign on the pitch outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Evan, this last weekend there was a Major League Baseball game that went 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Cleveland and Seattle on Saturday night. You don't see 2 hour and 3 minute Major League 9-inning ball games that often. That ball's fouled back to the screen. Count remains 2-2.
Very thankful for that screen there.
When Greg Maddox was pitching, Greg Maddox would have 2 hour ball games because he was always around the zone. Lancaster hits that ball on the line out to left center field, and that ball goes all the way to the fence. Lancaster's going to come into second base standing for a stand-up double. Nice hit by Josh.
Like we've been saying all day, if you hit the ball on that left-hand side, it is going to carry, and carry it did. So it took a hop to the fence there as Tanner Ludgate comes up for the Beet Diggers. Let's see if we can help his cause out here, the Beet Diggers' cause.
That was the 4th hit from your Brush Beet Diggers. Ludgate had a single his last time up, and Ludgate sticks his bat out to bunt and bunts through the pitch for a strike. Down 8-1. Yeah, you need base runners, and maybe you catch the first baseman playing back, but you don't want to give up outs at this point just to get a couple runs. Now, if you have a big inning in play, you bet. But anyway, Lancaster leads off from second, and pitch to Ludgate, a ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ludgate. Shortstop for your Brush Beet Diggers. A pitch from Cacciari. Ball outside.
Stubbs Gas and Oil one-stop shopping does exist. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories. Get off I-76 at exit 66A in Wiggins to visit them.
And Ludgate hits that ball down the line. And the left fielder, Braden Pelletier, makes a diving stab at it, but foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ludgate. Ludgate hits number 5 in the Beet Digger lineup. Hunter Proctor stands in the on-deck circle. Lancaster leads off from second after leadoff double. 2-2 pitch, and Ludgate swings through the off-speed pitch for strike 3. brings to the plate Hunter Proctor. Proctor struck out his last at bat. Cacciari's been right around the plate all day. From the first inning when he threw 10 strikes and 3 balls to this where he's thrown 38 strikes and 14 balls. Pitch from Cacciari, swung on and missed by Proctor. Carson Adolph goes out to talk to his pitcher. They meet halfway between the mound and the plate.
Rudy's Tires, 9 locations across Northeast Colorado and Nebraska means there's always a location close by. Rudy's Tires brings you 10-10 preps and more every weekday. Visit rudystires.com for more.
Proctor digs in at the plate, facing Caleb Cacciari. Cacciari and the pick back to second base, Lancaster. Lancaster's back safely. Evan, I'll be watching the NCAA basketball game a little bit later tonight.
Ooh.
UConn against San Diego State.
Sounds like a fun game.
Pitch from Cacciari, a ball outside. A lot of brackets were busted early. First day on Thursday, Virginia was beat. Second day, Purdue was beat. A lot of brackets broken. The pitch from Cacciari and attempted bunt by Proctor. And on the pitch that goes to the screen, Lancaster moves up to third base.
Slid into third there.
So Lancaster at third with 1 out in the pitch. Proctor fouls that back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. See if Brush can add to their 1 run that they got in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Cacciari around the plate, full windup, the pitch, and Proctor swinging, strike 3. 2 outs. Lancaster at third, comes to the plate, Wiley Eicher. Eicher flew out his first at bat. See if Eicher can get a good at bat in order to be able to get that run in from third. Fouled off down the right field line and out of play.
Into that pond, adding to the collection down there.
You know, there might be a little bit of water down there. I don't know. I mean, it's been a wet winter, but of late, it's not been a swamp. It's the pitch from Cacciari inside, a ball. Count evens at 1. 2 outs in the inning. Cacciari with his next pitch will be number 60 on the day. Cacciari gets a sign from Adolph. The pitch and the ball hit. Second baseman getting underneath it, squeezes, and the 3rd out. So Brush, no runs on 1 hit. No Valley errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. After 4 innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 1. Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. In-game temperature is 61 degrees. Wind is still out of the east, and it's blowing pretty good. And the score of the game is Valley 8, Brush 1. Top of the 5th inning. First pitch from Josh Lancaster to Cameron Dudley. Curveball, inside corner for a strike.
First pitch from Lancaster was a ball.
Well, I thought there was a ball that ended up skipping all the way back to the screen. So, okay, that evens a count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch and swung on and missed by Dudley. Lancaster ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The sun is almost officially gone here in Brush.
Pitch from Lancaster at the knees, a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The offering from Lancaster to Griffith fouled off, and that one came off the umpire's face mask. So Coach Kistler's going to talk to his hitter, Dudley, and Griffith's going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Lancaster, just to make sure that the umpire's got everything about him that needs to be so that he can continue to call balls and strikes. You know, sometimes you just have that shock, and it's kind of like everything's fine, but yet it's one of those where it comes off the mask. You definitely can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
2-2 offering from Lancaster. Curveball, strike 3. Swung at weakly by Cameron Dudley for the first out. Brings to the plate Anthony Solis.
Solis wearing number 12 on his back.
1 for 2 officially on the day. Pitch from Lancaster. And that ball hit right back up the middle, line drive. Past Lancaster and into center field.
Just to the right of second base. Solid hit there.
9th hit by the Valley Vikings. They've scored 8 runs. Scored in each of the first 3 innings, 2, 5, and 1. Put up a 0 in the 4th inning. Have a
Wide
lead off
stance.
at first. And Raiden Pelletier is the hitter, and swung on and missed at the off-speed pitch from Josh Lancaster.
Pelletier has a really wide stance at the plate. See if he does it again.
To me, he's off
Ooh.
balance, Evan.
Yeah.
And that's why you're able to throw that off-speed pitch, and that's why Pelletier is turning around to attempt bunt. Takes it for a strike at the knees. So Pelletier is down, no balls and 2 strikes. Lancaster gets a sign from Griffith in the pitch. And the ball hit 2-hopper to Ledgate at second, at shortstop, and then over to Odell at second for the out. So just a easy 6-4 fielder's choice.
Runner at first now for the Vikings. As Lancaster with the pitch out inside. Correction there, inside. And we have a throw to first by Griffith, the catcher. Did not get there in time. Lancaster winds up and pitches outside, ball 2. So we have 2 outs here. Valley Vikings lead 8-1. As Lancaster gets the sign. And the pitch swung on and driven back foul. Everybody gets settled. Lancaster looks at first to Stegner. See if there's any play there with the pitch swung on and driven foul again. Once again, adds to the collection down in the pond over that first base dugout, which Valley is occupying. Bailey Mechanical, getting your house the right temperature is difficult. Call 970-522-0471 and let Bailey Mechanical go to work for you. with a pitch. Strike 3. Batter out for Vikings, Valley Vikings, and the Beat Diggers. No damage done by the Vikings there.
Coming up for the Brush Beat Diggers in the bottom of the fifth. Caleb Jimenez, Kel Stegner, and Ty Griffin.
As the Valley Vikings lead Brush Beat Diggers 8-1.
You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSAR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Digger Baseball, Kevin Fergus along with Evan James. Valley Vikings lead your Brush Beat Diggers 8-1 as we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Caleb Jimenez comes to the plate against Caleb Cacciari for the Valley Vikings, who's thrown a gem, actually, giving up 4 hits to the Beat Diggers and only given up 1 run. Stranded 3 runners. Brush has stranded 3 runners. Caleb Jimenez comes to the plate. He flew out his first at bat.
Jimenez is a sophomore for the Beat Diggers.
Cacciari looks just over the top of his glove in the pitch. Ball low. Umpire gave it a good look, but called ball 1. Cacciari, the offering, and the ball hit out, and it's going to drop kind of in no man's land. Seeing eye single for Caleb Jimenez. It just landed between the third baseman, shortstop, and the left fielder. They just couldn't get anybody there. I think probably the wind might have held it up enough in order to get up and over, but then it knocked it down and allowed him to be able to get on at first base. Cale Stegner comes to the plate. Had a single his last at bat. Jimenez the lead at first, and that ball's fouled back into the screen. Stegner, 9th hitter in the lineup for your Brush Beat Diggers. Ty Griffith on the on-deck circle. Jimenez with the short lead at first. Cacciari pick off over to first. Umpire calls him safe. I got to give him a good look because I've seen this umpire before, and he's one that if it's close, he likes to call him out. Ludgate was picked off at first base. Griffith at second on the tag, but the tag was on his backside as his hand was touching the bag. So we've had a couple close plays that the base umpire has called as outs. That ball was fouled off by Stegner. Down on the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Wind really picking up here.
And Stegner hits the ball out to center field. And Jimenez halfway and then back. And the ball is squeezed by Jackson Dudley, the senior center fielder for the Valley Vikings.
Little running error there by Jimenez. But that'll bring up Ty Griffith.
Ty 0 for 2 on the day, struck out his first at bat and hit into an error his last at bat. Pitch from Cacciari to Griffith, a ball. Jimenez leads off at first. Short lead. Yeah, not much of a lead over there. Cacciari to the plate. And Griffith single to left field, hard hit. And 2-hopper out to the left fielder. Does not have much of an arm in left field. Just an observation.
Great hit there by Ty Griffith.
Sophomore, number 2, Percy Odell.
So Griffith 1 for 3 on the day. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Percy Odell at the plate. See if Brush can get something going here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Down 8-1 to the Valley Vikings. Pitch on the outside corner at the belt, a strike.
Odell. And the pitcher
and
steps off.
Cacciari just steps off as he's taking a look at Jimenez. But Jimenez doesn't have that big of a lead over there, Evan. I'm not sure really what he's trying to do other than, you know, just take a little bit of time. Griffith has a good lead at first, and Odell steps out. Time. The umpire grants it. Odell down on the count. No balls and a strike. 1 out. Runners at first and second for the Beet Diggers. And Odell squares around and attempts to bunt. And Adolph gets the ball and throws down to first base just to see if he can get Ty Griffith. But everybody's safe. Odell with a strike. So down now in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Runners at first and second. Two strikes on the batter, 1 out. And we got a pickoff and second, and Cacciari, nothing doing. Jimenez safe. Everybody safe. See what Coach Tom Odell does here. See if Percy can put bat on ball. Ball in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. See if Brush can get a rally going here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Evan.
Help their own cause
pitch.
out.
And Odell fouls that back and over the screen.
Getting a little bit dark here.
Cacciari, the pitch to the plate, and the ball goes all the way to the screen. Jimenez up to third, Griffith to second on the wild pitch. Runners at second and third, 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the batter, Odell. Cacciari from the full windup. 2-2 pitch and inside. Ball 3. Full count. That pitch Cacciari threw there off speed. Before, everything was breaking back up over the plate. That one he just didn't get on top of, and the ball hung up on the inside. Full count, and Odell pops that up and out of play. That might hit somebody's car out in the street.
That would not be a fun day.
Coach Tom Odell giving instruction and encouragement to his batter, Percy Odell. The pitch from Cacciari, the full count, and Odell fouls that into the Brush Beet Digger dugout.
The count is 3-2, so full count here. 1 out.
See if Percy can get the ball in play. See if we can get a couple runs in here. Get a rally going. Cacciari, the pitch, and Odell hits the ball towards third, past the third baseman. And the ball was hit past the third baseman for a base hit, so Percy gets a base hit. Left fielder Raiden Pelletier, who I said didn't have a good arm, threw the ball to the plate, and it was a decent throw, but the ball skipped on the catcher, and so Brush is able to score 2 runs, and it is 8-3, and Coach Kistler is coming out to talk to his pitcher, Caleb Cacciari.
Wiggins Electric. Count on Wiggins Electric for quick, efficient, and courteous service to keep you up and running. They provide you with the service and products you need at your most critical time. We also have Bank of Colorado. They believe in keeping things simple. Apply for the loan you need for your dream home fully online. Visit bankofcolorado.com for all the information today.
Coach Kistler has been out, talked to his pitcher, Cacciari. had the whole infield there talking, and Kistler is back to the dugout. Cacciari, runner at second in Percy Odell with a 2-run single in the bottom of the 5th inning. The score is Valley 8 and Brush 3. Left-handed hitting.
Wow.
Nate Tyne pops the ball up to second baseman, and second baseman Alfonso Medina waited and waited and waited some more before that ball finally came down. But he finally did make the catch for the second out.
That's what you call a sky ball.
So Percy Odell still at second, 2 outs. Josh Lancaster, the cleanup hitter, 1 for 2 on the day, strikeout and a double. Comes to the plate, see if Josh had a base hit his last time up, see if he can get another base hit here. Pitch from Cacciari, a strike on the outside corner at the belt. Cacciari gets a sign from Adolph. The offering inside. Count evens at 1. 8-3, Valley over your Brush Beet Diggers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Odell is on at second. Scored 2 runs in this inning. Pitch takes a little bit off. Strike outside corner at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Josh Lancaster. Cacciari, the pitch, upstairs and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I'm sure Cacciari does not want to go to full count. So Josh needs to be looking for a fastball on the inner half to see if he can drive the ball. And he hits that ball out to left field, and that ball is going to drop in front of Pelletier. And Percy Odell's going to come around to third and score on the base hit by Josh Lancaster. Just reached out and just hit a neat little line drive out to left field over shortstop and third baseman's head in front of the left fielder Pelletier. So Lancaster on at first. Tanner Ludgate to the plate. A ball to Ludgate. So Brush has scored 3 runs.
Courtesy runner for Lancaster. Looks like maybe Navarro again.
Edgar Navarro.
So Edgar Navarro at first. Tanner Ludgate to bat. The catcher for the Vikings comes and meets with his pitcher.
They put the score up with 4 here in the bottom of the 5th inning, but I've only got 3 runs that have scored. So 3 runs this inning, and the pickoff over to first. Navarro is back safely. Ludgate, 1 for 2 on the day. A single and a strikeout. Navarro does not take as much of a lead as he had before. The pitch from Cacciari in the dirt, blocked in front of Adolph. Navarro the lead at first. The pitch from Cacciari, and Ludgate line drive out to left field. 1 hopper to Pelletier in left field. Runners at first and second. Brush is just continuing to do what they need to keep this game in check. Runners at first and second.
We got Landon Mesh coming in to hit. A freshman hitting from the left side. Charo behind the mound. He'll step up. And Mesh.
Two outs. Bottom of the 5th inning. Mesh, the left-handed hitter, pitch a strike on the outside at the belt from Cacciari. Curveball, outside corner, a strike at the knees. 2 outs, runners at first and second. Brush has scored 3 in the bottom of the 5th to make this an 8-4 ball game. Both teams have 9 hits. The pitch from Cacciari, and Mesh hits the ball out to left center field. And Navarro rounds third, and Ludgate into third. So Navarro scores to make the score 8-5. Mesh with the base hit to left field. Just stuck his bat out and put the ball in play.
Took a nice poke there, and it paid off.
So runners at first and third.
Let's see what we got here.
I've got Brush scoring 4 runs on 6 hits in the inning.
Another meeting at the mound.
This is a Metlin. Ben Metlin comes to the plate.
All right. Miller's Landscaping. You put so much time and effort into your show animals. Offering a wide selection of livestock feed and supplies, stop by 19645 Canyon Road Q in Fort Morgan. I remember his brother, well, his brothers, Thomas and Samuel Metlin. Ben's next, and there's one more named William. So exciting things to come for the Metlin family.
Coach Odell and the umpire conferring as they go over lineup and scorecards. And I'm not quite sure exactly what they're discussing.
No clue, but we'll get to Sky Ranch Golf and Grill. They've got a great golf course as well as daily specials at the grill. Stop by west of Sterling on Highway 14. Odell and the umpire stop conferring there.
By Coach Odell's body language, it doesn't look good for Brush. Coach Kistler is standing and waiting what the call may be. I know Mesh came into the game, but did he report? Now we got Metlin coming into the game, and he reported, but I'm not sure if Coach Kistler for Valley came out and said, "Hey, I don't think that guy reported." And you know, you got to do the little things. You got to report. So we'll see what the umpire ends up calling. Runner at first is out, and so I think that would probably take the run off the board
for the Beet Diggers.
So with that, since Mesh either wasn't on the initial lineup or did not report, I'm not sure exactly what took place, but we're going to have to take a run off the board off the hit by Mesh. So after 5 complete innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 4. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Digger Baseball. After we had a hitter batting out of order, which I think kind of hard to do when you have a substitute. But anyway, Brush trails Valley 8-4 after 5 innings. Josh Lancaster still on the hill, and to the plate is Carson Adolph. Carson Adolph comes to the plate. First pitch, a ball, and the second pitch, a ball. Counts two balls, no strikes to Carson Adolph. Pitch, strike at the knees. 2 balls and a strike to Carson Adolph. The only thing I can think of on that, Evan, is he did not report, or he wasn't on the lineup. That's the only thing I can say. Ball's hit out to right center field, and Hunter Proctor grabs it, jumps, and makes a running one-handed catch in center field. Nice play by Hunter Proctor for the first out.
Good thing about it, Hunter Proctor is tall, so he can make that kind of play. If I was out there, I wouldn't be able to. I'm too short for that.
Cooper Foster comes to the plate.
Number 9, Iron Flores.
Iron Flores is hitting for Cooper Foster. Flores wears number 9.
Win picking up once again.
If I remember, Flores is a freshman.
Oh.
We've got a couple freshmen on this team, in addition to about 4 or 5 or 6 sophomores. Pitch from Lancaster to Flores, curveball inside, a ball. One ball, no strikes to Iron Flores. Pitch low. 2 balls, no strikes. Eight runs on 9 hits for the Valley Vikings. 4 runs on 9 hits for the Brush Beet Diggers. A pitch at the belt, outside corner, a strike. Two and 1 to Flores. Lancaster gets the call and the pitch, and the ball is fouled towards the Beet Digger dugout on the left side. Evens a count at 2. 1 out in the inning. Brush has left 5 runners on base. Valley has only left 1. That's difference in the ball game. The pitch from Lancaster. A ball. Flores was fooled with the pitch, made motions with his shoulders, but the bat did not move. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Flores takes a full count walk.
Up next for the Vikings, number 8, Andrew.
That's one thing the Beet Diggers don't want.
Andrew Rinkin, leadoff hitter, comes to the plate. Runner at first. Lancaster gets a sign from Griffith. And curveball, strike. Lancaster and Griffith working together. Both seniors. Flores with a lead at first. 1 out, a pitch, and swung on and missed by Rinkin. I think we lost power just for a little bit. Hopefully we're back on. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Andrew Rinkin. Josh Lancaster on the hill for the Brush Beet Diggers. The score is 8-4, Valley over the Brush. And that ball hit down the right field line towards Caleb Jimenez. And Flores, who was on first, gets back to the bag after Jimenez squeezes that for the out. Two outs in the inning. Alfonso Medina comes to the plate. Flores leads off from first, and the pitch, and that ball down the right field line, foul.
Hot, Kale.
Temperature has definitely dropped, Evan.
Yeah, let me check here, see where we're at.
Flores leads off from first. The pitch from Lancaster swung on and missed by Medina.
Could be off, but it does say it's 60 degrees.
That's what I was looking at too, and that was our game time temperature was 59. It was a lot warmer then than it is now. But there's no sunshine. The pitch from Lancaster, a strike at the knees. Oh, Griffith jumps like that was a strike, but the umpire said otherwise. He said that was a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 runner on first in the form of Iron Flores. Be good for Brush to be able to get out of this inning, get to the dugout, and score some runs. And that ball's fouled back to the screen.
Says it feels like 57 degrees.
It feels probably more like about 45.
Yeah, it feels a little bit colder than that, I'd say.
See some people over here, and they're bundled up pretty good. They've got their blankets. There's other blankets down the line. The pitch from Lancaster. Strike 3. Looking. Valley, no runs. No hits, 1 runner left, no Brush Beat Digger errors. After 5.5 innings of play, Valley 8, Brush 4. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. From a windblown Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado, Brush Beat Diggers trail the Valley Vikings 8-4 after 5.5 innings. Brush comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And whatever snafu we had in the bottom of the 5th inning with Landon Mesh, Landon is going to lead off this inning. See if he can put good wood on the ball like he did his last at bat that drove in the 5th run, but was wiped off because I'm not quite sure exactly what occurred. They said that they hit out of order. So
he's back.
Number 6 freshman Landon.
Once again, facing Cacciari, the Viking pitcher.
Caleb Cacciari, I have unofficially 87 pitches. I know I missed a few, so he could be up around 90, 91, 92. And that ball's hit way into the air, and shortstop comes in, Rinkin, and makes the grab for the first out.
Jimenez, Caleb Jimenez, the sophomore.
Number 11.
Mesh was a freshman. Sophomore Caleb Jimenez. And then a senior, Cale Stegner. Pitch from Cacciari to Jimenez, a strike. Curveball, outside corner of the plate, belt high. Pitch from Cacciari to the plate, swung on and missed by Jimenez. Now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The offering and swung on and missed for strike 3 by Caleb Jimenez.
Up to the plate next for Brush, senior number 7, Cale Stegner.
That'll bring up Cale Stegner.
Cale Stegner comes to the plate, 1 for 2 on the day.
Yeah.
You know, Evan, I'm sitting over here and I'm decently warm, but I've got pants on. Sean Lose is sitting over here, and I'm sure he's got to be freezing. And swung on and missed by Cale Stegner at the first offering from Cacciari. Of course, he's sitting on the side of the building where the wind's not even blowing. Stegner down 0-1 in the count. Curveball, strike on the inside corner at the letters. Seems like Cacciari is getting his second wind here in the bottom of the 6th inning. See if Stegner can fight back on this, and Stegner pops that ball up and out of play down the third baseline. No chance for a catch. anything hit down the right field line, if it's up high enough towards the Valley dugout, that ball could very well come back into play. I mean, it might be out of play, but yet it comes back into play. And Brush did have one of those earlier today, and the first baseman was able to make the catch. 0-2 count to Stegner, 2 outs, and that fouled back to the screen. Kale's hanging tough here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brush down 8-4 to the Valley Vikings. Both teams have 9 hits. Pitch and swung on and missed, strike 3. No runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom of the 6th for the Brush Beat Diggers. 6 complete innings of play. Valley 8, Brush 4. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR in the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Digger Baseball. We're back to Sunset Field. Windswept Brush baseball this afternoon. Valley Vikings 8, Brush Beat Diggers 4 as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Caleb Cacciari leads off this inning against Josh Lancaster. Lancaster 53 pitches unofficially, 37 strikes, 16 balls. Coming right up on 2 hours for the ball game. Lancaster gets a sign from Griffith and the pitch low. That comes off the umpire's wrist. That's got to sting.
Especially
it's
in
a little
this
bit cold, and then that ball comes off your wrist. I don't know. Maybe it came off his chest protector. Anyway, 1 ball, no strikes to Cacciari. Valley scored 2 runs in the first, 5 in the second, 1 in the third, and Lancaster has shut them down since then. That pitch from Lancaster upstairs, ball 2. Lancaster has thrown well today for the Brush Beat Diggers. That pitch low and inside. 3 balls, no strikes to Cacciari. We'll see if Coach Kistler for Valley has to make a decision with Cacciari here in the 7th inning, because I'm sure he's going to be getting close to his pitch count. And Cacciari walks on 4 balls. We haven't had that many base on balls today, a couple for each team. Coach Tom Odell going out to talk to his pitcher, Josh Lancaster.
We got Morgan Community College. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu for more. Another college here, Northeastern. Whether you're a traditional or non-traditional student looking for an associate's degree or a specialized certificate, visit njc.edu.
Valley with an 8-4 lead over your Brush Beat Diggers. Cacciari on it first after a 4-pitch walk. Brings to the plate Cameron Dudley. Coach Odell came out and talked to his pitcher, Lancaster. The ball was bunted, and Lancaster couldn't make the play on the fly and picked it up, threw out to second for the first out.
Up next for the Vikings, number 12, Anthony Solis.
Everybody getting a little bit colder here. Lancaster trying to warm up his hand a little bit by blowing warm air into it.
So runner on at first for the Valley Vikings. Anthony Solis at the plate. 1 out. Coach Kistler was just trying to get his guys to be able to bunt, move the guy up, get him to second. Maybe we can get another run in, insurance run. And that pitch inside to Solis and hits him on the backside. So runners at first and second here in the top of the 7th inning.
That's for the Vikings, number 11, Raiden Pelletier.
Raiden Pelletier comes to the plate, the left fielder. 1 out. 8-4, Valley over Brush. Top of the 7th inning. Pelletier with an open stance. Lancaster looks in, gets a sign from Griffith. Cat and mouse at second. The pitch outside, ball 1. Coach Kistler giving instructions to his base runners at first and second. Pelletier takes a look at Coach Kistler, steps back in the box, open stance. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch from Lancaster, strike, outside corner at the belt. Ball and a strike. Lancaster to the plate, and that ball hit out to right field. And that ball drops in front of the right fielder, Landon Mesh, and the runners all move up 1 base. No error on the play, it just Mesh couldn't reach it, and with the wind blowing, it dropped right in front of him.
Jackson Dudley.
So everybody moves up. Bases loaded. This is the first time that this situation's happened today. Last time Valley had runners at second and third, there was a 3-run home run. Hope that that does not happen here. First pitch in the dirt. Griffith corrals it, keeps it in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes to Jackson Dudley. And that ball golfed out to left center field, and that ball to the fence, and Valley will score 1, 2, and 3 runs, and Dudley into third with a triple.
And now, due to an error, looks like the Beat Diggers threw the ball over the fence, and so he comes in for a 4th run there. Valley Vikings now lead 12-4. And Coach Oda will come talk.
That was an error. Did that go over the fence, or did that go in the dugout?
Either the dugout or
dugout.
the fence.
I think it went in the dugout.
I didn't get a good angle on it.
So essentially, that was like a grand slam, although it was a bases clearing triple by Jackson Dudley, and then the error by Brush brought in the 4th run as he was ushered into home. So that brings the score 12-4. And Brush makes a pitching change. Looks like Edgar Navarro comes in to pitch. And then we'll see where everybody else goes. So do this, and then we'll do the pitching change.
All right. So we got the Brush pitching changes brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them today at 842-4555. We have Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you. Get car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, and crop insurance at Gordon Insurance. Visit GordonINS.com today.
This Brush pitching change is brought to you by State Farm. Did you do that one already, Evan? Okay, all right. Well, Brandy and Kendra with Greg Mullen, they take care of you at State Farm. They do a nice job. Stop in and see them, 842-4555. Pitching change, Edgar Navarro comes in to pitch. Josh Lancaster goes over to first. And Cale Stigner comes out of the game.
Navarro is either a sophomore or a junior. I can't remember which.
That's one thing on Brush's website is they don't have what grades everybody is in, so I don't have that updated today. I'll work on it, and we'll see if we can get that taken care of. So Navarro to the mound. Nobody on base after the bases clearing triple and then the air by Brush to bring in 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning. Valley 12, Brush 4. Navarro the pitch, strike at the knees, outside corner to Carson Adolph, the catcher for the Valley Vikings. Navarro gets a sign, the offering, and that ball is skied, foul, left down the left field line and out of play.
Navarro has a very, very slow windup.
Adolph in the hole, no balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3.
Good pitch. Good pitch.
On the outside corner, looking. 2 outs in the inning. Number 18 for Valley comes to the plate.
There it is.
Eric Navarez, senior for the Valley Vikings, comes to the plate. Navarro, the pitch to Navarez. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. How often do you get to do a Navarro to a Navarez? No balls and a strike. Griffith sets up on the outside corner of the plate. And the pitch from Navarro. Strike. Letter high. Outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes.
So far, Navarro looks like he's spot on with his location.
Pitch low in the dirt and back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. (12-4) Valley over the Brush Beet Diggers. Top of the 7th inning, 2 outs. The pitch, Navarro, strike 3. Strikeout looking. Valley scores 4 runs on 2 hits. They leave no runners on base. There was 1 Brush Beet Digger error. After 6.5 innings of play, Valley 12, Brush 4. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th inning here, Brush Beet Digger Stadium. Brush Beet Digger baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Top of the order for the Brush Beet Diggers as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with Brush Beet Diggers down to the Valley Vikings 12-4. Ty Griffith will be the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Ty Griffith.
Cacciari, 96 pitches unofficially, and I might have missed a few, so he could be closer to 100, but I know we're getting close to the limit. So we'll see what Coach Kistler does. I'm sure he's hoping Cacciari can get through this lineup without any further. First pitch to Griffith, a strike, curveball. Ty, 1 for 3 on the day. Nice short, easy stroke, and that pitch outside. Evens the count at 1. Evan, you hear that buzz?
Yeah, I do.
You know, when we went blank there for a little bit, that buzz went away. And that pitch fouled down the line and just over the fence, over by the batting cage. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ty Griffith. Cacciari. On my account, this will be pitch number 100. The offering, and that ball fouled down the left field line, foul, and out of play.
Oh, that hit a car.
Evan, normally when I end up seeing a pitcher and they throw 2 pitches out of every 3 that they throw, that's 66%, 67%. Cacciari, 74 pitches and 100 that were strikes. So, you know, he's done real well today. That pitch in the dirt, a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ty Griffith. The offering, and Griffith down the line. Is that foul? Foul ball. Long enough for a home run.
Yeah.
I think that might have made it into Mr. Sidebottom's garden, flower garden over there. Ty Griffith takes a look at the pitch from Cacciari, and Griffith hits that ball out to center field. And that ball is a home run. Ty Griffith with a home run to make the score 12-5. Ty got all of that and put that out to where left center field. So between 300, 380, so he probably hit about 350, be my guess. Right in that ballpark. Ty Griffith 2 for 4 on the day.
Hit the top of the pickup out there. Checking
Brush
to see.
scores a run in the bottom of the 7th. Narrows the gap 12-5. Pitch to Percy Odell, a ball. Curveball, strike at the knees, outside corner. Count evens 1. This might be the last batter that Cacciari faces. That ball hit by Percy out to center field, 1 hop to the center fielder. See if Brush can put together a rally here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nate Tyne comes to the plate, but Coach Kistler is going to come out and he's going to make a change. Rose, why don't we take a 1-minute break? You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Valley has made a pitching change. I'm sure Caleb Cacciari would have liked to have finished this game, but I'm sure he was right at the limit. And so Cacciari comes out, and Alfonso Medina goes to the hill for the Valley Vikings. No outs after Ty Griffith hit a leadoff home run in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Percy Odell hit the next offering from Cacciari up the middle for a single. So we got a runner at first. 1 run in. Nate Tyne comes to the plate. Percy Odell at first. Nobody out. Alfonso Medina, the pitcher.
Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Check out Sydney Regional Medical Center in Sydney, Nebraska. Learn more at sydneyrmc.com.
First pitch to Nate Tyne, a ball outside. Brush showed a little bit of grittiness, scoring a run in the 3rd when they were down 8-0. Scored 3 runs in the 5th inning to narrow the gap to 8-5. Then they had a snafu with a hitting out of order, and it could have been 8-5, but it was 8-4. And now they scored another run here in this inning. That ball's hit out to the second baseman, and from the second baseman, fielder's choice, over to the shortstop. Percy Odell out at second.
Next up to the plate, senior number 5, Josh Lancaster.
We've got Josh Lancaster here for the Beat Diggers.
Lancaster comes to the plate with 1 out. Nate Tyne on at first. Big lead by Tyne, and nobody's even in the box. Catcher's still standing. Pitcher's off the rubber. Pitcher's back on, and now Tyne back to first base on the pickoff. Pitch from Medina to the plate, to a ball to Lancaster. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Out, up, strike. I thought umpire was going to call a ball, but he has been consistent on that outside corner, both sides of the plate. Lancaster from the left side, and that pitch was just on the outside corner. And off with the pitch is Tyne, and fouled back and over the screen is Lancaster. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Lancaster. Tyne comes back to first base. Adolph out to talk to Medina, just make sure that they don't have their signals crossed up.
Everybody getting settled.
From the stretch, Medina, curveball inside to Lancaster, a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tyne with a large lead at first, and strike 3. Lancaster strikes out looking. 2 outs. Tanner Ludgate, 2 for 3 on the day, comes to the plate.
Number 24, Tanner Ludgate.
Tyne with a big lead at first. Medina settles from the stretch. Tyne takes off, and the ball skips off the catcher. Tyne has second base stolen. Pitch was a ball. Tyne at second with the stolen base.
We got Franklin Garrett.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Coming up.
And ball game. Tyne was trying to steal third and was thrown out by Adolph. Left-handed batter at the plate, and catcher Adolph had a wide open throw to third base. Throws down to Cameron Dudley, and that's a ball game. Valley Vikings 12, Brush Beat Diggers 5. You've been listening to Brush Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We'll be back after a 2-minute break in order to do a wrap-up, and we'll finish this game off.
The Brush postgame show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Get a full plan of seed, food, and water for your field. Now is the time to begin your planning for next year's growing season. Call Dusty or Roxy at 970-571-2024.
Brush Beat Diggers fall to 0-4 on the season as they lose to the Valley Vikings 12-5. Both teams had 11 hits on the day, but the big thing for the Valley Vikings is every time they had runners on base, they were able to move them around and they were able to score. Brush only left 5 runners on base on the day, but the Valley Vikings were very opportunistic in the first 3 innings. Valley jumped to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first inning. Added to that in the second with 5 runs, and that was with a 3-run home run.
and made it 8-0 after 3 innings. And Brush, from that point, was having to battle back, and they scored 1 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, and in the 7th inning, they did get a single run off the home run from Ty Griffith. Nate Tyne started the game for the Brush Beet Diggers, and pretty much Valley was able to touch him up and put runs on the board at will. Josh Lancaster came in and pitched nice from the 3rd inning to the 7th inning, when Valley was able to load the bases and then clear the bases with a triple and then an error. And but Josh Lancaster did pitch well for his 5 innings of work, essentially. Valley officially 12 runs, 11 hits. They had 2 errors, and there were 2 runners left on base. Brush, 5 runs, 11 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 5 runners on base. Winning pitcher was Caleb Cacciari for Valley. Valley moves to 5-0 on the season and 2-0 in the Patriot League. Brush, as I mentioned earlier, falls to 0-4 and 0-1 in the Patriot League. Brush's next game scheduled is tomorrow against Liberty Common. We'll see what the weather does to us, but with the temperature and the wind, that game will probably get washed, and they'll have to move that date to another date later on in the season. Brush does play again on Thursday against Prospect Ridge here at Beet Digger Stadium, and from that, Brush looks to get on the winning side of things, whether it be tomorrow or Thursday. Brush loses to Valley 12-5. And let's see here, Evan. I'm trying to find this. The sound engineer and producer of Brush Beet Digger Baseball is Rose Condis. For Evan James, I'm Kevin Fergus with the final score, Valley 12, Brush 5. You've been listening to Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.